How many of you here played a sport growing up? As expected, a fair number of you did. While playing sports when we were kids was considered the norm, that is not the case today. I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, my mom would have to call me in after playing outside all day, even though it was already dark out. But today, it is now more important than ever to encourage kids to get outside and play. As in a world of ever-growing technology, kids aren't getting outside nearly as much as they should be. And what is a better way to get kids outside and playing than organized youth sports? They may not realize it now, but the physical benefits and activity are very crucial to development as a person throughout the rest of their life. Today, I will be discussing the many physical, mental, and social benefits that can be derived from playing youth sports as a child. Yes, that's right, there is more than just physical benefits from playing sports as a kid. As I just mentioned, there are many physical benefits from participation in youth sports, such as an increase in overall athleticism. The many attributes that are most often gained from participation are agility, coordination, endurance, flexibility, speed, and strength. These are all great and all, but they are not deemed the most important on the top of the list. The ones that are listed as most important instead are only flexibility, mobility, coordination, and correspondence with increases of agility and speed. It is widely agreed that it is much more productive and a healthy habit for kids to be out and about instead of inside playing video games and watching TV all day. I know it's something we all did and it's something we'd rather be doing, but it's still very important to get outside and play. And with the rate of obesity in America rising at an alarming rate, we should see this as very concerning. According to the aptly named State of Obesity website, the U.S. currently has 7 states that exceed 35% of their population as obese. The most being in West Virginia at 38.1%. Almost 40% of their population is technically obese. The time to instill healthy life habits is while they are still young. Youth sports provides that medium that has both the fun and the physical exercise that is so important to development as a person. Not only does it help fight against obesity now, but it can help fight against diseases later in life, such as diabetes and heart disease, and for more specifically in girls, it reduces the chances of breast cancer and becoming a smoker. A large complaint from many parents about putting their children in youth sports is that they're afraid they're going to get hurt and they're putting their child in danger. In reality, there's a possibility of injury in sports, but the ones that happen in young children are most likely overuse injuries, which come from playing one sport too often and trying to play too many sports at once. Once a child or young person has been injured once, they are more likely to have repetitive injuries. So it's a simple understanding of the body, how it works and heals that can help prevent these, such as resting between practice. The practice is not as important as the rest. The rest is just as important as the practice, if not more important than the practice. Now, not only are there many physical benefits, but there are also mental benefits such as academic success. How does this happen, you might ask? Well, it's really quite fascinating. While sports are taking time away from the classroom, the children involved in sports actually have higher test scores, overall cognitive function, engagement in activities, attendance, and an increased chance of attending college when compared against their non-athletic adversaries. The children who derive the most from sports are those in high-risk situations. It gives them a reason to show up to school and study. Now, you may be asking, okay, yeah, sports have all these benefits, but how and why? Some of the other explanation as to why youth sports are able to help all around is that they're put in a positive role model situation. They have positive role models who push them to be better people in every aspect of life. And well, it proves beneficial in every aspect of life. The second explanation is that studying to stay on a sports team to help children maintain a social status. Studying to study isn't perceived as cool, and a lot of children won't do it because they're afraid of losing friends about it. But if they're studying to stay on a sports team, it gives them this perception that they're cool and other kids will hang out with them. And children are so worried about being involved, they'll do anything that it takes, even if it is studying to stay on a sports team. This third explanation almost meshes with the first, and it's about the positive relationships that they build around themselves. Whether it be coaches, parents, or peers, all of these relationships are made in an environment of encouragement, and they encourage the children to be the best version of themselves. However, if you use the logic that more sports means more academic benefits, I'm afraid you're wrong. Sports are like any other thing. Too much of a good thing can cause problems. Moderation and knowing the limit of each individual is key for success in this situation. In addition to the multiple benefits, there's also a lot of social skills derived from participation in youth sports, such as, the people skills learned in youth sports from a very young age are applicable throughout life. Whether it be working for a common goal, resolving issues, communication, understanding how to help people, or even down to just understanding one's role. If exposed to these at a young age, the ideas are identifiable in other facets of life, promoting the ideas they learned out on the field with their friends. That's the beauty of youth sports. Kids don't realize that they're learning life lessons they're going to use for the rest of their life. They just think they're out there playing a game with their friends, and once they start using them later in life, they don't know where they developed the ideas. They're just out on the field when they were playing, they had no idea what they were learning. The respect and appreciation from one another experienced from youth sports is unlike any other. For opponents, teammates, coaches, officials, the relationships built with each vary in subtle ways, as well as the lessons learned from them. While youth sports do have some cons, they clearly do not outweigh the numerous pros that come along with them. Looking back upon the list of reasons, I cannot think of one not to put your child in a youth sport. At least give it a shot. Worst comes to worst, the child doesn't like the sports, and that's okay because sports really aren't for everyone. But at least give it a shot and give your child or young person that you know a chance to see all the wonder and joy that can come from a simple game. Thank you. Remember to get out there and play.